Okay. Hi. No, please come in. Take a seat. Just give me 1 second. Just need to pull up your appointment notes and then we can get started. Okay. Can you just confirm your full name for me? Yeah. And just the spelling of your surname. Okay. Just 1 second. Just amend that. Okay, perfect. So, have you been here into the sleep clinic before? No, okay, that makes sense. So, what I'm going to be doing today, just for your first appointment, is just a little bit of a questionnaire to get an idea of your sleeping patterns, just your basic sleeping habits. Let me just have a look here. Okay, yeah, so we've got your sleeping habits, your sleep environment, your before bed routine, dreams and nighttime experiences, sleep struggles, lifestyle and sleep, comfort and preferences, mental health and sleep. Then we have a little bit of like an imaginative and relaxing session, and then just some check-ins at the end to finish. So there are about 100 questions, so just make yourself completely comfortable. If you find it easier to close your eyes, you can do. Just going to be asking them one after another, and try not to think too detailed with your responses. Just give me whatever comes to mind first, okay? Just let me know whenever you're ready to begin. Just take some notes there. Okay, and while you're answering, I am just going to be writing down your responses, so if you hear me typing, don't worry. Yeah? Okay, so first section is your basic sleep habits. So what time do you usually go to bed? Okay. Yeah. And what time do you usually wake up? Okay. Depending on whether you have work or... Okay. Yeah, that fits in with question 3. So, do you have a regular sleep schedule? Yeah. So it depends if you have work or schooling. Okay. How much do those vary on like a work day versus a day off? Okay. So how many hours of sleep would you say you typically get? Just give me like an average sort of idea. Okay. Sweet. And do you find it easy to fall asleep, or do you sort of struggle to drift off? Yeah. Okay. And how often do you wake up feeling completely rested, that you've had a really good night's sleep? Yeah. So then, do you take naps during the day if you're not feeling rested? Depending. Okay. And if you do take naps, how long would you say they usually are? I know it probably varies. Yeah. Okay. On the time of day. Okay. And do you have like a nighttime routine at the moment, or is it just kind of fall asleep whenever you can? Okay, perfect. So that's the first section over. So now on to your sleep environment. So this is where you sleep the most, okay? Is your bedroom usually quiet at night? Yeah. Sort of external sounds or... Okay. Do you sleep with any background sounds on intentionally, like white noise or a fan? Maybe like an ASMR video. Okay. And is your bedroom dark when you sleep? Yeah, so lights out. Okay. So do you prefer sleeping in complete darkness, or do you prefer like a little light, you know, just something soft? Complete darkness for the majority. Okay, is your bedroom cool or warm, or would you say somewhere in between? Just typically. Somewhere in between. And how comfortable is your mattress? Okay. Good. And how many pillows do you usually sleep with? Good. What material, if you can remember, are your sheets made of? Are they cotton or silk? Or yeah, some people have like flannel sheets. Okay, so sheets. And do you have a favourite blanket that you sleep with, or sort of in the winter? What colour is your bedding usually? I know this can be a difficult one, so don't worry if it sort of varies. Okay. You sort of like your environment. Perfect. Okay, you're doing it really, really well. So now on to your before bedtime routine. Do you look at screens before you go to bed? So your phone, laptop, TV. Yeah. Yeah, that's no problem. I'm quite partial to playing my Nintendo Switch before bed, so it is quite common. It's just so we can sort of have a little look at your blue light exposure. Okay. Do you read before sleeping? On your phone, okay. And do you listen to music? I know you said you listen to ASMR to relax, don't you? Yeah, just sometimes music. And do you journal or like write down your thoughts before you go to bed? Yeah. Okay. Do you ever meditate before you go to bed? No. Okay, have you ever tried that? And do you ever drink any calming teas or like hot beverages? Do you know what that would be, like the flavour? That sounds really nice. Okay. Do do you usually take a bath or a shower before you go to bed? Okay, which one typically? And how long would you say, I know this is a difficult one, but how long would you say it usually takes you to fall asleep? Okay, that's good. And do you ever light candles or use essential oils, sort of anything fragrance to help you sleep? Like a sleep pillow spray. And last question in this section, have you ever tried sleep affirmations? No, that's fine. Let me just take some notes on that. 1 second. You just relax. So, okay, good. So now we're just going to move on to dreams and nighttime experiences. So, do you dream often? Yeah. Okay. And do you usually remember your dreams when you wake up in the morning? Okay. Have you ever had what's called a lucid dream? And do you experience sleepwalking or talking in your sleep at all? Okay. Have you ever had sleep paralysis? That's good. And what's the most peaceful dream that you can remember? Yeah, don't worry too much if you can't remember details, just like a rough idea. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that sounds beautiful. Okay, good. Have you ever had recurring dreams where you sort of have the same dream over a space of, a couple of different nights, weeks, months? Yeah. Okay, and when you dream, is it in colour or black and white? Yeah, kind of like a movie. Have you ever written down your dreams, when you wake up in the morning? Okay. And if you could, would you like to dream more vividly? If you could see things a little bit more clearer, maybe remember your dreams more, or is that something that, you're not really bothered about? Not too bothered about that. Okay, so section 4 is sleep struggles. I know this is probably why you're here. So, do you experience insomnia, or have you in the past if you're not currently? Yeah. And do you usually feel anxious when you're trying to fall asleep? So nighttime anxiety. Yeah, okay. And once you've fallen asleep, do you struggle to stay asleep through the night then? Okay, so quite restless. this might be a difficult one to answer, but do you know if you snore when you sleep? Has anyone ever mentioned that to you? Okay, that's good. So no history of like sleep apnea at all. Okay. Have you ever been told that you grind your teeth? Yeah, it's quite common, especially with, you know, the anxiety. So, okay, and do you experience restless legs? Is that just when you're in bed, or yeah? Okay, have you ever felt more tired after a full night's sleep? You know, when you wake up, you sort of feel more tired than before you went to bed. Okay. Do you often wake up too early and sort of struggle to fall back to sleep? Okay, so a few hours before your alarm. And do you find it difficult to switch off your thoughts at night, so to kind of calm your mind and get into that sleep mode? Yeah. Okay. Last one in this section. Have you tried anything in the past to improve your sleep? Yeah. Okay, so just give me a rough idea of what you've tried. So ASMR. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So next we have lifestyle and sleep. So first question is, do you exercise regularly? So sort of, you know, 3, 4, 5 times a week. Yeah, depending. And would you say that exercise affects how much you sleep? Okay. Do you drink caffeine at all throughout the day? Yeah, okay. And how late do you usually have your last sort of dose of caffeine, your last cup of coffee or energy drink? Okay. And do you usually eat late at night, whether it be a meal or snacking? Yeah. Okay. I'm terrible at snacking in bed, so. And does alcohol affect your sleep? So if you've been drinking alcohol, okay, yeah. Do you smoke or use nicotine products? Okay, yeah. And do you ever work late into the evening, or you got like a schedule? So, working hours. And are you exposed to natural sunlight during the day, or are you like an indoor sort of office worker, or yeah, from home? Okay. And have you travelled through different time zones recently? So could you be experiencing any jet lag? No. Okay, good. So now on to your comfort and preferences. This is more about your sleep environment again. So do you prefer a soft mattress or a firm mattress? Okay. And do you usually sleep on your back, your side, your stomach, or is it mixed? Yeah, makes a little bit of a flex. Okay. Do you prefer sleeping alone or with someone else in the room, whether it be a partner, friend, family member? A pet, yeah. I have a cat that likes to sleep at the bottom of the bed. Okay. And do you find that you sleep better when it rains? You can hear the rain sounds outside. Have you ever slept with a weighted blanket? Okay. And how important is your pillow texture to you? Okay. I know you said about the temperature of your room, but would you say you prefer cold weather for sleeping, or? Yeah. Kind of snuggled under your quilt. Okay, and what is your favourite pyjama material if you sleep with pyjamas? Okay. Do you enjoy wearing cosy socks when you're in bed? Like fluffy socks, or? I think people tend to either be completely one way or completely the other with socks in bed. Okay. And lastly for this section, do you ever spray your pillows with a calming spray? I think you mentioned like a pillow spray. Yeah. And do you know what fragrance that is? Okay, great. You're doing really, really well. So we're on to section 7 now, which is a little bit about your mental health and your sleep. Okay, so don't worry, this is not too invasive. We just want to get a little bit of an insight. Okay, so do you notice you have sort of changes in your sleep when you're stressed? Yeah. And would you say that your mood affects how you sleep? Yeah. Okay. Have you ever tried mindfulness or meditation for sleeping? Like audio? Yeah. YouTube videos or... Have you ever used a sleep app or a tracker? Like a smartwatch or... Okay. Would you be interested in a guided sleep meditation? Like a personalised, sort of tailored to you. Okay. Have you ever tried therapy for your sleep struggles? So not including the sleep clinic, any other therapy or... Yeah. Okay, and would you say that you wake up feeling anxious? I know you mentioned you feel anxiety when you go to sleep. Okay. Does journaling, when you've tried it, does it help you feel calmer at night, or? Yeah, kind of empties your brain. Okay, and I know you said that you watch ASMR videos. Do you find that they're helpful for winding down, or is it more just to help you drift off to sleep? Okay. And lastly, are there any specific thoughts that keep you awake? Do you have sort of ruminating thoughts or overthinking? Yeah, you don't need to share what they are if you don't want to. Overthinking. same sort of thought over and over. Okay, perfect. Just 1 second. Okay, good. So on to section 8, which is a little bit of an imaginative and sort of relaxing section. So I'm just going to get you to close your eyes for this if you haven't already. So I'd just like you to imagine that you have the opportunity to design your dream bedroom, and just tell me a little bit about what it would look like. Okay. Yeah, that sort of colour scheme. Beautiful. Okay. On the wall. Yeah. Okay, good. And would you rather fall asleep under the stars, sort of out in the open air, or in like a cosy cabin if you had the choice? Cosy. Yeah. So what is your idea of the most peaceful sound to sleep to? So if you had to choose a sound to fall asleep to. I love rain sounds. Nice, okay. And ironically, do you like the sound of rain, ocean waves, or forest sounds best? Yeah. Okay. Good. So, would you enjoy a gentle breeze when sleeping, or would you find that distracting, do you think? Maybe just like a slightly open window. Yeah, not gonna cool evening. Okay. And if you could have a scented candle or scented pillow spray for sleep, what scent would you choose? Yeah. Okay, good. So, would you like to fall asleep in a treehouse or a beach hut? Just if you imagine sort of environments of both of those. Yeah. Okay. Good. And this is a little bit of a random question, but which colour would you say makes you feel the most relaxed and sort of the most likely to feel sleepy? Yeah, that's quite a common answer. So, okay, and last question in this section is, if you could drift off to sleep anywhere in the world tonight, where would that be? Okay, I've never heard that before. That is such a cool answer. Okay, so we're now on to the last section, and this is just some sort of gentle check-ins to see how you are, see how your sort of mind is feeling. So first question, nice and easy, how are you feeling right now? Yeah, so you can describe emotions or sensations. You know, are you feeling tired? Do you feel safe, comfortable, relaxed? Okay. A little bit optimistic. Excuse me, optimistic. There we go. And is there anything on your mind that you would like to let go of before sleeping? Okay, so ruminating thoughts. And would would you like a breathing exercise before bed when you enter the clinic? Yes, that's something that we can organise for you. Okay, and are you feeling physically comfortable at the clinic right now? Yeah, so no sort of restless legs or... Okay, good. Would you like to set an intention before you go to sleep? Okay. Good. And do you think it would benefit you to stretch a little before you went to sleep? Okay. And the pillow that you have behind you at the moment, would you say that's supportive enough, high enough for you to fall asleep on? It is, okay, that's good. Okay, and do you think you'd benefit from imagining a calming place? Yeah, to help you sort of drift off. Okay, good. So, are you feeling ready to allow yourself to drift into a deep sleep tonight? Okay, good. And lastly, would you like a sort of guided sleep routine? Yeah, okay. Good, so that is the end of all of the questions. Just going to make some notes and then we can get you booked in for your stay at the sleep clinic. So you are free to leave whenever you're ready, and we'll be in contact really soon, okay? Thank you again for popping in to see us tonight. You've been wonderful.